Welcome to the dungeon.
A different game.
Dungeon Fighter.
That's this game.
Then what do we do with it?
We review it. Welcome to the review of the board game Dungeon Fighter, the good and bad about it.
By the end of this video, you will know if this Dungeon Fighter game is for you.
We have 6 burning questions that we will answer about this game, but before we do that, what is it all about, Giannis?
Well, what do you think it is about?
Dungeons?
And?
Fighters?
Exactly. So in a Dungeon Fighter, you're in a dungeon and you're fighting monsters. And then you're fighting some more monsters. And then finally, when you fought some monsters, you fight the big bad monster. Theoretically, to win this game, you have to defeat the final boss at the end of the dungeon. If you do that, you win. Let us know if that's possible.
So this is a cooperative game where each of you will play a hero with specific abilities, fun little things.
You know, usually you roll dice, right?
Yeah.
But in this game, you bounce dice. You throw dice, and then no.
That's why I lose this game all the time. Before anything starts in this game, you actually draw 2 dungeon cards, and choose between them. I haven't seen them.
Pot of gold.
Yes.
You are allergic to pot of gold?
Yes, I guess. Ooh.
Oh, they have special abilities that give you things or make the monster stronger, but the most important thing are these little icons there. You need to get 10 of them or more to travel to the store. After you've picked the card of the dungeon, you will draw a random monster. In this case, it's a cute bear, but you still have to defeat him.
After you know who you are fighting against, one of you will choose a die to fight with. There are 3 colored dice, and each of those dice will have a superpower that's connected to your hero sheet. Just choose one. The rule is you have to bounce it against the table.
At least once.
And then hit the target. So let's see how it goes.
Okay. But it can bounce more before it lands. So you can actually do this. That's a good example.
I'm not the only one who sucks at this game.
Fantastic, that's 1 damage.
So I hit 1, so it's 1 damage, plus also I rolled an eye icon right here. So I check my character sheet for the power that this die gives me. So I rolled an eye and I can rethrow. But I will, because only 1 damage. I mean, who does only 1 damage?
For the bear, that's a lot. That's like half of its life. But for the boss who has like, what, 20, 30, 40?
I just hear excuses. Let's do one more. I just re-roll it.
Well, there goes our chance.
6 damage with an eye.
Congratulations, you killed the cute bear. But you actually cheated, because the cute bear and a lot of these monsters will have special rules how you flick. What you showed is like the standard basic vanilla way of killing the monsters.
Boring!
Exactly, but actually you had to place the die on your wrist and then flick it like that. You have to close your eyes, you have to spin around.
The problem when you don't hit anything is you lose the die as well as you lose 1 health point. And sometimes not just you, everybody loses health.
Let's just say there are not a lot of cute bears in this dungeon. When the dice run out, you have to restore the dice. And to do that, everybody loses life. And that sucks, because if you lose all your life, you got knocked out. And if everybody gets knocked out, you lose the game.
So you fight like this, earn money, and then use that money to buy items that give you extra damage, rerolls, and other things. You fight that way until all of you die, or until...
There's no or. It's just you fight this way until all of you die.
The rulebook said
Fake
that
news.
you have to defeat the big baddie and then you win. Never happened. So it's a really fun, fantastic, funny game, but we're gonna review it. How fantastic, how really good, how funny in this video. So we should jump to the first question, which is...
Who would you get this for?
3, 2, 1. Gamers that want to party!
Teens who find everything boring.
This game feels very gamery, very simple, yet gamery. The dungeon crawling is here. Some people who just into those big boxes, they could enjoy this as well.
But you have to step out of your comfort zone to enjoy some of the abilities you have to do.
That's why party as well. This is the one where the gamers come to enjoy themselves, have a beer or something, and throw some dice at monsters and lose miserably, as we already talked about.
But it feels very video gamery for me. That's why I mentioned teens. Especially my daughter is becoming a teen. Most of the games we play now are becoming... It's just boring. But generally, people who are not into board games, this is something else. It's just wild, weird fun, right?
It's fun. Yeah. It's fun.
What are the 3 best things about this game? My 3rd thing is going to be humor. This game doesn't take itself seriously. Neither should you. The artwork is super silly. It parodies a lot of stuff. The basic gameplay mechanisms are like super silly. This is a funny game.
Good vibes. It
Cool.
just feels good. It's a feel-good game. Hilarious every time I played it. It's funny to hit. It's funny to miss. Number 3, it's the rooms, the items, and the monsters. One specific thing in all of these cards is
It's called the abilities. I'll put it right here.
abilities.
Yeah, it's right here.
The thing about them is that they're cool to do and everything, but also you are the one who chooses them, takes on the challenge to combine them as well. You feel like, oh, we're doing good. We could do 360 and also throw from our backs. You are the one who kind of digs your own grave.
You open the card and you go like, I have to throw how? What? And then when you actually pull the shot off, that goes into this. First one is going to be, well, we can already mention it, is the dice and the target. This is super unique. The whole dice system and throwing and challenging, but fun. You never look at the dice the same after you've played this game.
You can always win.
No, we're talking... No. How is that a good thing? What?
You will lose, don't worry, you will lose.
Oh, I know what you mean.
There is possibility you can win. And if you hit it in the center, the monster loses 10 health. If you hit the center with an eye on top of your die, he loses all of its health. It doesn't matter how many health points he has. Technically, if all of you are already dead, technically, if the big boss still has 40 lives left, technically, you can hit the die in the center with the eye and win the game.
How many times have you done that?
Once.
You have?
Yeah,
Wow.
we did once, and it feels amazing.
Was it? No, it wasn't the boss.
No, it wasn't the boss, it was the first level with 1 health. But still felt freaking awesome. And the possibility that you could do that, you could always win, it just feels amazing.
When you're actually playing with your kids or people who play video games, you should use terminology like this. It's a headshot.
Yeah.
And it's no scope 360. The you video gamers know what I'm talking about. You tell this to your kids, they're like, yeah? And you're like, totally, that's in the game. Which it is. When would this game not be for you?
Well, the big one, Dexterity. This is a Dexterity game, and if you don't like Dexterity games, you don't have a lot to do here.
Well, I wrote steep learning curve, and I don't mean the rules, because the rules are simple. How hard is it to kind of throw the die against the table so it bounces one? You've played before, don't show them that. And so it lands on the board. It's pretty tough. See? Oh well. Fine, we're just professionals here. Especially when you're playing with kids and it says 8 and up. They get frustrated, and it is not as simple for them as it maybe is for us.
Another thing is, you hate fun. It's just a funny, simple game. We are throwing dice at a target.
Fun is subjective, I'm sorry to say.
So you're hating it, huh?
No, not hating it. It's quite punishing. You learn the rules, and then you play for the first time, and you go like, we ran out of dice. What, we lose life already? We have to restore it again? It's only the second monster. It's super hard to get to the end until you get really good.
This is a challenging game. You have to get better. I love that about this game, but I do agree that it might make you feel bad about it.
The best co-ops are super hard ones, because then I want to get back in and try to beat it. But not a lot of people do. So if you're on the other side, well, I like co-ops just, so we can win together. Then... How long is the honeymoon in the dungeon fighting? That's a bad start for a honeymoon already. You're in a dungeon and you're fighting.
I mean, if you're into that kind of stuff. I don't know. I haven't asked your wife.
I don't think she's into dungeons. She might be into fighting.
3, 2, 1. I want an expansion now.
To the honeymoon?
Yes, please. Well, the thing is that there are quite many monsters and items and everything, but I still felt after just few times I played, I want more.
Yeah, I have occasional relationships at parties, or there are 4 expansions. So there's 2 ways you can go about this game, if you like the basic mechanism. The way I'm gonna probably go about it is I'm gonna have it on my shelf, and sometimes when I want something wild, or I have non-gamers around, or just want to totally shut off my mind, I'm gonna pull it out, and we're gonna try to play it once or twice. Or if you really like it, there are expansions where you can add more monsters, more items, and the variety is going to be through the roof. And I don't think you'll ever complain that there's not enough what to do.
I feel like I need one more expansion and then I'm totally good.
And then maybe one more. But then for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
The 4th one also looks good. Yeah, I have to test all of them.
What's the best alternative?
3, 2, 1.
Looney Quest.
Flickem series. But there's multiple games with Flickem system, even more gamery, but those games as well include Dexterity, are very challenging, gamerish, fun times. As well, I put Ice Cool in the brackets. Didn't want it to be like too much of shameless promotion, but it's your game and it's fantastic. And
thanks.
And it really gives similar vibes where it's just fun, it's interesting, there's dexterity, there's similar vibes, and love both of them.
It's all true what you said about Ice Cool.
Yeah.
I have Looney Quest. You have a board, and then for each board there are rules you have to do. For example, you have to shoot these little evil guys. But how you do it, you have a see-through board in front of you, and you just have to kind of... I think it's there. With a marker, you're going to mark those spaces, and then you're going to put it on the board and see if you hit it.
Nice.
And it has the same gamery vibes, because there are some things you have to cross, some things you have to like circle around, some... Are you allergic to Looney Quest as well?
Yeah, gold pots and Looney Tunes.
But now, what is the final rating?
Final rating. 3, 2, 1. Must have.
What? Really?
If you like dexterity, yes. There's not much more you could ask for this game, for what it is. Except expansions, for sure. Because it fills my board game shelf with a game that isn't there.
It's really unique. And like when we talked about the rules, something you need to experience.
It's so quick to set up, it's so quick to explain, it's so quick to play, it's so fun to play.
Because you lose all the time.
Of course, there's the asterisk thing, I guess. Which is if you like Dexterity games. If Dexterity is not for you, it's not even close to be a must-have.
So if I played with only grown-ups, it would have been fantastic. But since I also play with kids, they get frustrated much more easily and they blame each other more. And if they're my kids, I blame them. How hard is it to kill a cute bear? I mean, really. They would stress too much about it, which they shouldn't. And grown-ups will not. But if you're playing a non-dexterity co-op game, it's different. You kind of made a decision and then random killed you. But here, you messed up. You did that. You should cry, right? That's how I should talk to my kids when I'm playing this. No, I know. I don't do that.
So I guess depending on your target audience, brilliant like addition to my collection. I really, really love it.
Cool
story, bro.
Yes. So if I hit a direct headshot, they have to subscribe and like. And if I don't hit the like direct headshot, they have to become our Patreons.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Because I'm pretty good.
Well, guys, the Patreon thing.
It's the Patreon thing. I mean, it's a tough game.